That's Nick.
And that's Joseph, and today we're here to talk about Clemency, which opens December 27th, courtesy of Neon. Notably, it won the Grand Jury Prize at the 2019 Sundance Film Festival. It's the second film directed by Chinonye Chukwu, and she is the first black woman to receive the honor of winning the highest award at the Sundance Film Festival.
It's well deserved. I really like this film.
I really did too, and I was surprised because I'd have a tendency to kind of dislike whatever wins that prize at the film festival, like The Miseducation of Cameron Post, for instance. Like, they're usually social issue movies that, are more for the political statement the award bestowed upon it means. And
this movie is too.
It is too a little bit.
But it's very well done.
But it's a very unfussy, subtle film.
Yeah, it's muted.
And takes into consideration the complexities of these people.
So it stars Alfre Woodard as a prison warden in Georgia, who is sort of battling her. She's trying to juggle her personal life with her professional life.
Yeah. Bernadine.
And both are in disarray. Her marriage is sort of lifeless.
Yeah, I think she's allowed her profession to kind of suck the life out of her because she's basically a facilitator of death.
So the film opens with her overseeing an execution, which goes wrong.
Yeah, they have trouble finding a vein. A
blood vessel to inject. I guess it was lethal injection. Anyway, the prisoner does end up being executed, but there are some complications that shine a light on her facility somewhat.
Yeah.
But I think just the toll it takes on her.
It's kind of like a perfect storm of things that seem to be happening in her life. Like her marriage to Wendell Pierce, who's a teacher, an English teacher, is falling apart. She's become, he kind of
a shell of a person.
Yeah. And also this botched execution, and also the impending execution of another inmate played by Aldis Hodge, who is it's clear that he's innocent. He killed a cop 15 years ago and is about to be executed for it, and how she's struggling to kind of keep going on. Yeah.
So I think her performance is Oscar worthy.
Yeah, she is an Oscar nominee. I thought it was for Passion Fish, the John Sayles film, but it's actually for Cross Creek, 1983 Best Supporting Actress, it's about the woman that wrote The Yearling, which wasn't the character she plays. But Alfre Woodard is consistently underrated and has been for a long time.
Sure.
She's usually kind of on the sidelines as a judge or
a crackhead,
holiday heart.
I really like Alfre Woodard.
Yeah, I do too.
She looks great.
She does.
Her physical acting, just her facial expressions, her movements, the way she moves her mouth, it's also, it just works so well for me. I really, really like...
There's a lot that's happening between the lines in the film. Hodge is also, there's a lot of focuses on facial expressions that are, say things that word never could.
So I'm thinking, because I watched Lighthouse finally today, so watching Willem Dafoe play that character, which he does a very good job.
I like him in that.
He does do a very good job, but it's just he's on the opposite end of the spectrum almost, just going hard with his characterization, and I think Alfre Woodard is on the other end of the spectrum. You can give an equally powerful performance. I would argue her performance is more powerful because so much of it is her subtlety, and I think that's quality acting as well.
It's the kind of film that's not made anymore either. Really, it's very understated. Because if you compare it to something like Just Mercy, which is also about to come out with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, also by an esteemed director, but just the kind of grandstanding, the social message movie that is, and the way the soundtrack swells and everything, none of that is evident here.
No. So what I like, Alfre Woodard's performance is top notch. The gentleman who plays the inmate who we're focusing on,
Aldis Hodge, who is also in Brian Banks, I realized.
Okay, so him I really liked. I thought he was excellent. Danielle Brooks has one scene.
Yeah.
She plays the inmates in question, whose name is Woods.
Anthony Woods.
Anthony Woods. She plays his like baby mama. She has a scene where she speaks with him in prison. I thought that was excellent.
She hadn't visited him in 15 years, and
Yeah.
as I think we were talking, it's kind of like that Viola Davis scene in Doubt, where it just comes in and it's
And it
so brief,
builds, it
but
builds.
does so much in just a very
Yeah.
short period of time.
Excellent job, excellent writing. The man who played the deputy, like her right hand man.
Yeah, LaMonica something.
His name was LaMonica.
Oh no, you're thinking
Oh.
of the white dude that plays her.
Yes.
Yeah.
That man whose face will pop up right now. I thought he did an excellent job.
Yeah. And the lawyer, Richard Schiff.
Yes. Just my only weak point in the film, I think Wendell Pierce is great and he does a good job. I just think he was miscast as the warden's husband. But he didn't do a bad job. I just think he looked a little...
Well, he looked kind of dumb. I think they make an odd couple.
They make an odd couple, which I guess could work. I don't know. He just seems a little soft to me.
Yeah, he is.
To be her
He does seem that
husband,
way.
but maybe that's why their relationship... Well, but then she sort of...
Rekindles it, yeah.
Right, so I think had she decided to just let it go, then it would make sense to cast someone like him, but the fact that she says she wants to make the relationship work, it just seems kind of like... I would have liked sort of a stronger characterization for her husband. But again, I think Wendell Pierce is fine.
Well, because even when you meet him where she's kind of like falling over him in bed, he seems like he's ailing. He seems like he's got...
Well, because that first scene with them in bed, he apologizes, so I'm assuming he was experiencing like a bout of impotence or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, just so literally soft he seems, but whatever. Otherwise, I think the writing is excellent, the direction is excellent, the acting is excellent. What I like most about the story is we don't really focus on whether or not the main inmate in question is guilty or innocent. You said that it's implied that he is probably innocent, but that's not the focus of the story. The focus is really like, what this does, how this affects those around him.
What I was trying to say about that actor in particular, he was the lead in Brian Banks, who's a football player that also is wrongly accused in jail.
Okay.
So I guess he fits that profile.
Wow.
But,
yeah, just the story I think is so understated and elegant, but so powerful.
But
Alfre has a scene, so to spoil the plot, Anthony Woods is executed. He's they're not able to get a stay at the last minute. So instead of seeing him being executed, we see Alfre Woodard's face, the warden's face, and it's probably like 60 seconds or longer.
It's probably longer. It's very reminiscent of that scene on Nicole Kidman's face in Birth, where you just gaze at her for a long period of time.
Okay.
And I think was something that was tried to be recreated in Portrait of a Lady on Fire this year, which did not work in that instance for me.
Well, in this film it works.
But in Clemency, I think it works. Like it's...
Yeah. I only have good things to say. I really, really, really like this film.
You were a little distracted by Dennis Haskins and Vernee Watson, as I recall. Mr. Belding and...
That's right, Mr. Belding and Will Smith's mom in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air play roles in this film.
Are a couple.
They're a couple.
Which is interesting.
They did a fine job.
They were fine. They didn't bother me.
They were a little distracting to me. I didn't need them because the first thing I said was, "Oh, Mr. Belding and Will Smith's mom." But yeah, I think this film is excellent. I think Alfre Woodard should get an Academy Award for this.
Yeah, I mean,
This might be in my top 5 for 2019. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I would give this film 4 out of 5 stars.
I agree. I think it's a 4 out of 5 star film.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks.